What is going on, everybody? We are going to take a first look at the adjusted line play report for this week. So let's just get into it. We're going to try something new here. I'm just going to go over all of the matchups for the week, and you can use this information hopefully to make some waiver wire claims, figure out what's going to be going on this week. Again, this is as of Tuesday evening, what is happening in the league and the adjusted line play report here. So, Detroit at Green Bay, Thursday night football. Detroit 1.5-point road favorites. 46-point Vegas game total. Again, pause if you need to see these in full. Getting into the next game on the slate. It's actually a London game this week, so keep that in mind super early. For those of you, especially on the West Coast, make sure that you get those lineup updates. If there's going to be any injury reports, things like that, get that out of the way. Jacksonville in London, technically the home team, 3-point favorites, 43.5-point Vegas game total. And here are the matchups. Again, the pace of play stuff is up to date. The game time ranks spent leading, tied, or trailing is not available yet as of this moment. Still working on finding a replacement for that. All right, getting into the main slate. First game on here, Miami at Buffalo, and we have Buffalo as 3-point home favorites. Number one game on the slate at 53.5-point Vegas total. Buffalo number 2 ranked on the slate. Miami number 5. Next game here, Minnesota heading into Carolina. Minnesota are 3.5-point road favorites, 45.5 Vegas game total. That's 5th best on the slate. Next game could be ugly, could be a shootout. Denver at Chicago. Denver actually 3.5-point road favorites here, 46.5 Vegas game total, 4th best on the main slate. Neither team necessarily super good in terms of overall, 7th and 15th. A lot of red. Next game, Baltimore heading into Cleveland. Cleveland are 2.5-point home favorites, 41 Vegas game total, number 10 on the slate. Another early game here on Sunday, Pittsburgh heading into Houston, dome game. Pittsburgh 3-point road favorites, 9th best game total for the week on the main slate, and a 42.5-point Vegas game total. Next one here, Rams going into Indianapolis, another dome game. Indianapolis come in as 1.5-point home favorites, 3rd best weekly total from Vegas at 46.5. Again, neither team super great there at 9 and 11 overall. Another Sunday early game. We have Tampa Bay heading into New Orleans. New Orleans 3-point home favorites. Worst game on the slate at number 12, 40.5-point Vegas game total. Another early game. Washington heading into Philadelphia. This is an 8-point home favorite for Philadelphia. 6th best game total on the week, 44.5 points. Philadelphia, 4th best overall. Another Sunday early game, Cincinnati at Tennessee. I believe this is the last one of the early games. 41-point Vegas game total, 10th best on the main slate. Cincinnati, 2.5-point road favorites. And getting into these late matchups, we have the Raiders going into Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. The Chargers are 5.5-point home favorites. 2nd best game total on the slate at 47.5. Chargers 3rd best team total. Looking at the NAs, that just means actually we probably need to expand this a little bit to get this value in here. Chargers should have some offensive neutral situation. I'll have to double check the coding on this. But it just means they have not been trailing on offense by more than 7 points when it's got an NA in there. New England at Dallas. Another late game here. Dallas 7-point home favorites. Eighth best team total or eighth best game total on the slate. 43 overall from Vegas. Dallas sixth best team total. And another late game here. Arizona heading into San Francisco. San Francisco a whopping 14-point home favorites. Number one overall team there for San Francisco with a 29 team implied total. This is seventh best overall with a Vegas game total of 44. And Arizona there with the 24th ranked, which is dead last. So number one versus the worst team in terms of team implied totals. Getting into Sunday Night Football, hopefully they flex out of this, but currently this is not the case. Kansas City heading into the Jets as 9.5-point road favorites, 42.5 Vegas game total here. Take it into consideration, like I said last week, that Arizona-Dallas game, those 10-point home underdogs always cover the spread. As we saw, Arizona actually came in and pulled out the victory in that one. Keep that in mind if you see this Vegas line get over 10. 90% of the time, that home underdog, if it's 10 or more points that they are an underdog, they do cover. And Monday Night Football, we have Seattle taking on the New York Giants. New York Giants are 1.5-point home favorites there. Vegas game total of 46.5. And that will do it for this week's first look at the adjusted line play report. Tune in later this week to get all the in-depth analysis and breakdown of all of these matchups and what they mean for your lineups and your DFS matchups. Thanks, everybody. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and go give a follow over on Twitter at Zilla1337. Appreciate you all. Have a good one. Bye.